Hey guys, so if you've been following the stock market, then one of the biggest hype right now is Wallstreetbets and Gamestop. In this video, we'll be unpacking what this whole rivalry is, why it's so hyped, and should you be investing. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Romel, and on this channel we talk about all things related to finance, investing, and building wealth. We discuss mindsets, strategies, techniques, and resources to help you in your journey to build wealth. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. We produce new content every week. Alright, so let's unpack this. Let's talk about what the hype is between Wallstreetbets and GameStop, what short selling is, why are they going against each other, and most importantly, should you buy? Alright, so what's with the hype right now? Well, there's something that's happening called a short squeeze. What that is basically a time when the stock price increases dramatically, and that's due to short sellers and more people that are optimistic causing the price to go high. We'll talk about exactly what short selling is in the later part of the video, so stay tuned. Also, the other part of this is Wallstreetbets. There's an article out there about how Wallstreetbets gamed the stock of GameStop. And, we'll unpack this again in the later part of the video. But what you should know is that a group of people or a forum, an online forum, a community of people basically bought the stock that a lot of Wall Street companies were betting against and ended up increasing their share price. This is kind of a David versus Goliath type of play. A lot of the people on Wallstreetbets right now are trying to take down the big institutions, and this is one of the ways that they're trying to do it. Alright, so shorting a stock, what is it? Well, this is very important for you to know, especially if you want to really understand why this is a big thing between Wallstreetbets and Wall Street, and how this directly affects the GameStop. Alright, so shorting a stock, that's when an investor borrows shares of a stock from a broker at a certain price. The investor is bearish on the stock and believes that the price will drop. And that's key to this. If you're a short seller, you believe that the price is going to drop. And that's because you can have two outcomes. The first is in your favor, and that's if the price drops, then the investor will sell the stock for a lower price and profit from the difference. Outcome two is what short sellers don't want to happen, and that's if the prices increase, then the investor will owe the difference in price. Why this is important is because what's happening now is option two. Short sellers, which are the big institutions, have a lot of money in GameStop that believe it's a failing company, and that's for certain reasons. One is that it's more or less a brick and mortar store, so it's very physical location based, and it's in malls, which right now isn't doing too well, especially because of the ongoing pandemic. And so what companies do to mitigate their risk is that they actually have to buy stock to cut their losses. What ends up happening is that the price increases because there's more money being pumped into the stock. All right, so let me give you an example of this. Let's do example one where you're making profits. So you short sell or borrow stocks from your brokerage at $40 a share because you think the value will decrease. Once the stock drops, you buy it back for $20 per share. Because the stock dropped in price, you make the difference as a profit. Obviously, the $40 that you borrowed or that you bought the stock for minus the $20 that you sold it for gives you the net profit of $20. Obviously, there's a few things that you need to know about shorting a stock. One is that sometimes there are broker fees to short a stock. Two is that you have to have a margin account. Margin is basically a feature on broker accounts that allows you to borrow money or borrow shares. The third thing is that there is a cap to the amount of profit you make. Obviously, the lowest price it can go to would be, basically from $40 all the way to zero. So there is a cap to the profit that you'd make. All right, now let's talk about shorting a stock and how it relates to losses. So in this second example, we see that you short sell a stock at $40 per share, similar to the other example, because you think the stock will decrease in value. Unfortunately, the stock starts increasing to $50. And then you have to buy the stock back to cut your losses and you close your short sale. Because the stock increased in price, you have to pay the difference to the broker. So you owe money instead of profiting. All right, now what is the result of this? Well, like I mentioned, if you are a short seller and the price starts increasing, you're going to buy your shares back. or you're going to buy more shares to cut your losses. Because you're buying stock and putting money into the stock or into the company, the price is going to go up. The long-term investors hold their money, and the options traders that believe the stock will go up are both profiting from this. The people that are really getting hurt are the short sellers. In this case, Wallstreetbets are the people that think the stock will go up or are trying to basically making a case to show people that GameStop is worth investing in. And the other side of this is Wall Street, which believes that GameStop is a dying company or doesn't have any compelling reason why they should be bullish in the stock or think that the price is going to go up. All right, now let's talk about Wallstreetbets, WSB, versus Wall Street. What is this whole feud about? Well, first let's start with Reddit. Wallstreetbets is actually a subreddit group. Reddit, if you look at their actual title, if you Google them, it says they're the front page of the internet. It's basically a forum where a lot of people sign up and you have online discussion. You'll see here that Reddit is a network of communities based on people's interests. So it's basically an online chat, online forum where people go, and what ends up happening is there's a lot of memes that get put on there, but it's basically an online large chat room. And like I mentioned, what is Wallstreetbets? Wallstreetbets is a sub-community within Reddit. All right, so let's talk about David versus Goliath. Well, David, or Wallstreetbets, thinks that they're David in this equation. They believe that they're going against the financial institutions, being Goliath, and trying to hurt them because they're the short sellers. So they're trying to basically hurt them out of their money by making the stock price go up. Like I mentioned before, if you have a short sell or a short sale, or if you're short on companies, then when the price goes up, you end up losing or you get hurt because you'll have to basically cover your costs or cut your losses. So for Wall Street and these big companies, depending on how soon you get out of your short sale, that'll basically say how much you're going to lose. So this started a couple of days ago when Andrew left from Citron Management posted a video on YouTube about why he believes the stock will go down to $20. Unfortunately, the Reddit community did not take well to this. They had a big rebuttal against it, and they basically had a whole bunch of analysis that said that GameStop is a company that's worth investing in, and these are the reasons why, X, Y, and Z. One of the reasons that they list was that GameStop has 3 new directors to its board, including Chewy co-founder Ryan Cohen. So this is some positive news. Obviously, if you bring in fresh board members with proven track records of, leading or helping to lead or directing successful companies, they think that, it's going to be a great step for the company. And then here's a Reddit post that I just screen captured, but basically it says that they're going against Goliath. So they're trying to make a shit ton of money and screw the financial establishment out of their money. And well, I guess the question is, did this work? Melvin Capital, a hedge fund, actually got hurt. You'll see here that they actually took a huge loss because they had a big short selling position on GameStop. So in some cases, this did work. Now you might be wondering, is this illegal? Is this a coordinated effort for people to come and do market manipulation? According to an article I saw by The Verge, it says that although this seems like a pump and dump, and just to give you guys some background, pumping and dumping is basically when you hype up a stock so that the share prices increase, and then because you're a holder of that stock, you profit when it's at its highest. You basically dump your shares or sell your shares so that you end up winning. So it says, although it seems like a pump and dump scheme, nobody is lying. And they say that's the critical thing. In another video, there was a video by Jim Cramer saying that he doesn't actually believe this is illegal as well. So there's some gray area in this. Now that we see that Wallstreetbets and this group of people is making these huge or having these huge effects on the market, I wonder how it'll play out in the future. Now, finally, the question of the day: should you buy? Well, the stock is currently at a pretty high price. It's somewhere around the $300 60s, which is, very high considering about a week ago it was around $40. So if you're bullish on the stock, if you think that all the due diligence that the Wall Street Bets community has put into this stock, then go ahead, buy it. As for me, right now I think it's too high for me. For me, it's a little too speculative. I'm going to keep my money out of it. I'll just sit on the sidelines and see what's happening. However, if you do want to get in on the action, or if you at least want to be part of the discussion, go ahead and join Reddit communities and join Wall Street Bets just to see what's going on. You don't actually have to put money in. There's no sign-up fee. Reddit is 100% free. So if you want to just be part of the community to see all the stuff they're talking about, then go ahead. I personally am not putting my money in, especially at this point. But I'm not a financial advisor. Do what you want with your money and, make informed investing decisions. What that means to people is totally different. Whether that means doing your own research or listening to forums, it's totally up to you. It's your money. However, one of the things that I will say is that apart from GameStop, there are a bunch of other companies on the radar, such as AMC and Nokia and BlackBerry. So if you didn't get in on the GameStop hype, those are some 3 other companies to look out for. Again, that was AMC, BlackBerry, and Nokia. All right, guys, that's all I have for this video. Hopefully that was useful to you. There's been so much news on GameStop, Wall Street Bets, Citron Capital, and just Wall Street in general regarding this, because there has been such a huge impact on the market. People have seen some huge gains, and a lot of people are feeling FOMO, so they're getting in at this time. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. We're a new and growing channel, and anything you can do to help support us is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to follow me on other social media platforms, such as Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, I'll leave links in the description down below. Also, I made a free ebook talking about the Essential 7, which is an investing checklist that I made that helps me, or it's the process that I use when I start to look at companies. So in that checklist, I include the 7 things that I think about when doing my due diligence, and I include sources for where to find this information. Again, this is 100% free. It's in the link down below. Feel free to sign up. I will start producing a newsletter, and I'll be issuing some free content to all the people on my mailing list. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. If you've got value out of this video, please smash the like button to let the YouTube algorithm know that you appreciate the content we produce. Also, if you know someone that's looking into Wall Street Bets or short selling and you think that this video is the right thing to explain it to them, then go ahead and share this video. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.